and welcome to a what sold video. This is going to be a video about everything I sold the first week of August, so August 1st to August 7th on eBay, because eBay is my main bay and the only platform that was performing that week. So I'm going to scoot over here and we're actually going to start off with a viewer sale and thank you. That is Jenna. Jenna bought this lovely Northern Angel cardigan from me. I picked this up at a Goodwill, I think for like $9. I just knew it would sell. Northern Angel was an Anthropologie brand. I don't believe they are currently carried there now, although I haven't checked their fall winter to see if they're carrying them again. I figured it would sell once back to school season started kicking in. So Jenna, I hope you love it and I really appreciate you buying it from me. The next sale is actually a double feature. This individual purchased 2 of my vintage vinyl records that I found. The first one is this Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction album. I did play test both of these records just to make sure. This one I believe was missing its original lyric sleeve, which is why it's at a lower price point here. I put it up for sale for $34.87, sold as soon as I listed it, plus with the shipping. And then they also bought this one as well for my full asking price, also as soon as I listed it, for $29.87. So this was great, super happy. Like I said, the albums, as I am getting them listed, they are selling as soon as I'm listing that, and this is a great example. Like, I listened to one and listed it one day, and then the next day I did the other one. Both sold immediately. This is a piece I picked up because it's linen. You all know how much I love buying and selling linen. The brand doesn't necessarily matter if I can get it for cheap enough, which I did pay very little for this. Sold for $13 and the buyer paid for shipping. The next few items are viewer sales. I have Lisa to thank. She bought 3 things from me. She bought this vintage Italian statement scarf after I showed it in a video. Absolutely gorgeous piece that I was very tempted to keep for myself. It was an Italian wrap scarf, and you can see that whenever I do a scarf, I like to model it on Karen to show the different ways it can be worn. She also purchased this Yoko Girl top. This was new without tags. It was a size large, really cute piece, which is why I picked it up. I just thought it was super sweet, but Yoko Girl apparently is better when you get the little girl stuff and not the women's stuff. They do both, like the mommy and me type deal, but I'm super glad that Lisa bought this for me. And then she also bought this vintage Victoria's Secret pair of lounge pants. I pick these up at the bins. Whenever I see the vintage Victoria's Secret gold label, I do and have a tendency to pick it up whenever I find it, if I can get it for really cheap. So Lisa, thank you so much for purchasing all of these for me, and I do hope you love them. It means a lot that you watch my videos and you decide to support me in that way. It really does. It helps me a lot and it means a lot, so thank you. Speaking of, this is my lovely friend Second. She sent me a message letting me know that this baby bag was not for her. It was a gift for someone in her life that she found out was having a baby, because she knew I was going to ask her a bunch of questions if she did not. If she didn't tell me up front. So Second, thank you so much. It's very sweet of you to purchase this from me. She does live in Canada, so she paid quite a bit to have this shipped to her. So thank you, Second. This means a lot to me, and I hope that your family member loves it and they have a safe and healthy delivery, and that the baby and mom are both doing well. This is a TORRID top. This item actually sold 3 times before it was finally actually paid for. This sold for $13.50 in an offer, and it was a new top, which is why I picked it up. I rarely find TORRID that's not marked up in my area, but this was actually only $3. So really happy to have found that. This is a vintage piece. I found this, I think, at the bins. This is a JDB of California dress. Beautiful floral dress. Has these really neat statement buttons on the front. And it sold on an offer of $19.90. This had a bunch of interest everywhere, and it just finally sold on eBay. It was an extra small, which is probably why it took a little longer for it to sell. This, however, sold exceptionally quickly. This is a Duluth Trading Magna Ready shirt, which means that instead of, while it looks like it has a button up here where the neck is, it actually is magnetized. So whenever I find one of these shirts, I make sure to put in the description that it's not meant for people with a defibrillator or pacemaker, because that magnet can interfere with that device, a medical device. So I always put that in the description just to cover my bases, because Duluth also puts that in their description to cover their bases. But it sold for my full price as soon as I listed it for $19.87. Duluth Trading is a great bread and butter brand for me, both men and women. They sell very well for me. This is another international sale. I do all of my international sales through the global shipping program because it just makes things so much easier for everyone involved. This is a J. Crew popover. I picked this up at Diversity Thrift. I paid $1 for this, which is amazing. This is the Baird McNutt Irish linen. Baird McNutt is a purveyor of goods that you should look out for. Baird McNutt in and of itself carries a lot of value, and then when you pair it with a well-known brand, you normally will get a faster sale. So really happy. Sold on an offer for $20. This is a vintage Woolrich piece. This is a quilted scally cap, which is just like, you know, the newsboy cap type deal. Sold on an offer for $17.15. I just needed to get, again, more towards back to school season, and these are very in style right now. I'm noticing more and more gentlemen wearing this style of cap, which is interesting because I think Peaky Blinders has been off air for a while. Anyway, super happy that this sold. Figs. Figs is a great brand. I actually recently picked this shirt up when I went with my friend Victoria to Richmond. We did some thrifting together. I found this in the CHKD that had no air conditioning, which I will link that video up above if you haven't seen it. This sold for $20. I actually paid $6 for this at that CHKD because I knew it was going to be a fast flip, and I was right. Perfectly happy to do a one-day flip like that all day long. This, however, was not a one-day flip. This is another Figs top. I actually picked this up for Thriftmas. I found a few new with tags, large Figs tops, and I listed them all, and this is the first one of them to sell. I think it's because this color is not commonly used in medical facilities. Normally it is like the navy blue or like the lighter color blue that I've noticed that seem to be popular ones, but this blue not so much. But it did finally sell. I sold one of them for $28 on an offer, and still really happy about that just because I paid $5 for this shirt. Even if it did take a little bit longer than Figs normally takes for me to sell, more than happy to sit on it until I get the right buyer. This is a pair of Vans shoes. I picked these up at the bins. I paid $3.50 for them. They sold for $13. Again, super happy about this. I will pick up Vans at the bins, but only at the bins, only because of the fact that I don't normally get a whole lot for them unless they are a really fancy collab. But these are the basic checkered. I always try to pick these checkered pattern up because that is the classic Van look whenever I find them at the bins. This is a book. I do like buying and selling books. That's actually where I've been. If you've noticed, I kind of like didn't upload very much the last week, and that is because I found over 200 modern and vintage science fiction and fantasy books at a restore, and I will talk about that later. I do have a book channel, and that is where all of that has gone. I will link that up above. I will link my book channel up above as well if you are interested in seeing what I've picked up. And I've been selling those books on Whatnot, but again, I will get into that in a future video, which you will see. But I listed this on Whatnot for $2. Did not sell, so it sold for $8 on eBay, which is normally what happens. The Alchemist is a really nice little fiction novel. I decided to sell this copy because I actually found a hardcover copy for myself. Another book that I had offered on Whatnot and nobody purchased it, and then as soon as I listed it on eBay, it sold immediately. This sold for my full asking price of $9.87. This is a brand new Mercedes Lackey book. I offer free shipping with my books because I'm trying to do the buy 3 get 1 free deal that nobody but a viewer took me up on that offer. But I'm still happy that this sold. I paid $1. I paid 25 cents for the Alchemist book, and I paid $1 for this Mercedes Lackey book. So I'm perfectly happy to make a couple bucks off of each of these because books hold a lot of value to me personally. So I'm willing to do a couple bucks for a quick listing. That's not you, you do you. This is a vintage heavyweight field gear pullover sweater. This was thick cable net, super heavy. I actually picked this up at the bin, so I paid about $2 for this because, again, heavy sweater. But I picked it up because it was an extra large tall, and it was the like fisherman style sweater. So I figured it would sell. And then, of course, it's always a miracle when you find anything cream or white and it's stain free, which this was stain free. It's a miracle. Sold for my full asking price of $17.87, and then they paid $9.95 for shipping. This is a Via Signoria, not a brand you necessarily have to pay attention to, but I picked this up because it was style and it was only $3. And I figured it would sell, and I was correct. It sold for $10 on an offer, and again, I paid like $3 and some change for this at a thrift store. This is a brand that I personally like, but apparently is not a brand to pick up for resale, even new with tags. I don't have good luck with it, so I'm now only picking it up to put in my own personal closet, like this piece right here. But this is W5. It is sold, I think, at either Marshall's or Ross. Sold for $9. Again, just happy to get my money back and make a little bit of profit and have this move on to a new home. And the last item I have to share with you is this Stonebank Ledbetter Golf. It was new with tags, which is the whole reason why I picked it up. And I also picked it up when it was the beginning of golf season, and that's when I listed it, thinking that it would sell quickly, and it did not. I still doubled my money on this sale, but now I know, even new with tags, not to pick this up unless I get it for cheaper than $5, which is what I originally paid for this. So that is the last sale I had to share with you for that week. I hope you guys are having a great summer, and I hope you guys are getting lots of listings up because back to school season is here, and we are getting into when I normally make a lot of sales. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye. Bye.
Hero, hero. Hero, hero. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero.